All right, the law of sines video. This one I'm just reshooting rather than trying to fix the broken one I had. I took the liberty of drawing the non-right triangle, labeling it. Usually, well, the one you'll have on your final will be where they give you two angles and a side and ask you for another side. So in this case, they gave me angle A, which is 61. They gave angle C, which is 40. And they gave me side A and told me it's 14. I mean, you don't have to draw it, but I'm drawing, and I'm looking for this side. This is perfect because I'm given angle A and side A. So I know I need to use this. And if I'm looking for side C, then I have to have this one, right? You're always picking two of the three ratios, two of the three fractions. So then you just fill in everything you know. I know that A is 14. I know that angle A is 61. Side C, I have no idea. That's what I'm looking for. And I know that angle C is 40. So now you play your crisscross game, but you do it just one. Do not do the full cross multiplication. Do not put this sine 61 over there. You don't need to do that. You would end up dividing it back over anyway. So put sine 40 over that side with the 14. And then it's going to be all about pressing buttons on your calculator. So I multiply 14 by sine 40, right? That's my cross multiplying. I leave the C alone. Then I take my electronic device. I'm going to do 14 times sine 40. So I do that first. You can't see it. No, that's better. Equal. So I got 8.99999, and then I'm going to divide that, what I got, by sine 60. I could do it all in one shot on the calculator, but I get a little paranoid about doing that. So this is what I got as my answer. 10 well, it's 289, so I'm going to go 10.29. 10.29. That's my missing side. Seems pretty reasonable. You know, you shouldn't have anything too wacky. Now, I want to point out how you can kind of tell. The side across from 61 was 14. This is a smaller angle. So that side better be smaller than 14. You know, if I got an answer here of like, 19.7, it doesn't make a lot of sense that the side across from the smaller angle is bigger, right? It should definitely be smaller than the 14, right? The one that's across from 61 is 14. This one is 10. So makes sense. Okay, question number 2. Now, a little trickier. You have to be very careful. I gave you angle A is 68. And I gave you angle B is 52. I also told you that side B was 35. Now, you'd love to be asked for side A, right? You have angle B and side B. You have angle A, so I'd love to be able to find side A. The problem is I asked you for side C. And you don't know angle C. If I'm looking for side C, I must have this ratio. Now, B is the only one where you have all the information, right? I have the side and I have the angle. So I definitely have to pick B sine angle B. I mean, I have to pick this one because I know that and I know that. And I'm looking for C, so I need that. This is the problem. I'm missing that. I got angle A, I got angle B, but I need angle C. So this is where on the side you have to say, okay, I know that all three of the angles make 180. So I have to take angle C. I mean, to find out angle C, I take 180 and I subtract 68 and 52. And if you want to add them together first, this is fine. Whatever you do. And again, you want to make sure you do this right. Can I do it in my head? Of course I can. I know what 68 and 52 add up. That's why I put 8 and 2. So I do 180, take away 68, take away 52. Again, easy button presses. So 60 degrees. Yeah, I made it come out to a nice angle. That's by design. So first you got to figure out the angle you're missing. Very easy to do once you have two of them. Now I'm good. Now I can fill in everything but the side that I'm looking for. Angle C, 60 degrees. The side B was 35. That's pretty big. Angle B, 52. Now I'll point out, I already kind of sort of know this is a pretty big side, right? That's across 52. This angle was 52, this angle is 60. This side is definitely going to be more than 35. but it's going to be pretty close. I mean, it should be something like 80. All right, I don't know exactly what it's going to be till I compute it. So let's crisscross, but don't do the full crisscross. Cross multiply the sine 60 over to the side with the 35. So you're going to do 35 times sine 60. And remember, keep the sine 52 dude underneath there. Do not cross multiply that fully, right? You're doing a half crisscross. You're doing the criss, but not the cross. So calculator. I mean, I have to do the same thing you do. I don't know. I mean, actually, I do know the sine of 60. I don't know what the hell the sine of 52 is. Sine of 60 is a special one. That's why I know it. We didn't do that, though. So 35 times sine 60 equals. So I do that first, just to be, paranoid and safe. So I multiply the number on top first. I got 30.3. And then I divide that by sine 52. I do it separately. As I said, should be bigger than 35, but not too much bigger. Perfect. 38 point, now it's 465. So I'm going to put 38. So 465, I'll round to 47. It makes perfect sense to me. The side across from 60 must be larger than the side across 52, right? The bigger the angle, the bigger the side. You create the side by making an angle. So, if you make the angle bigger, that length is going to be bigger. So it must be bigger than 35, but these angles are pretty close together. So this side shouldn't be that much huger. It wasn't, this wasn't, 60, 70, 80, 38 seems very reasonable to me. So again, I know just kind of checking in my mind if the answer makes sense, that answer does make sense. All right, we come to the most difficult one, which is finding angle. The law of sines works as long as you have, 3 of the 4 things, right? There's 2 angles and 2 sides. So as long as you have 3 of the 4 things, you can do it. The easier version of the problem is when they give you 2 angles and a side and they make you find the other side. The harder version of the problem is when they give you 2 sides and 1 angle and make you find the other angle. That's the one that's kind of a pain in the neck. So they told me side A and B. They told me side A was 8 and side B was 10. They also told me angle A was 43. And I want to know angle B. So it's pretty straightforward what I pick, right? I mean, I have to pick A sine A. Why? Because they gave me the side A and the angle A. So I need that one. And I'm looking for angle B. So hello, you have to pick B sine B, right? I mean, just read the problem and use some common sense. How do I know which ones to pick? I mean, you can't, there's nothing about C. So, you can't do this, dude. You don't know angle C or side C. You wouldn't pick this one. So, and again, unfortunately, I'm looking for this angle. So this problem is going to be more of a pain in the neck. I'm going to put the 8 where the A is. I'm going to put the 10 where the B is in a minute. Angle A is 43. Side B is 10. And I'm looking for angle B. Oh boy. Unfortunately, now you have to do the full crisscross. I need this away from the bottom. I need it up at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross multiply. This time I'm going to do the full cross multiplication. They both crisscross. So put the sine B where the 8 is, right? Multiplication. Multiply both sides. And on the other side, you're going to have 10 times sine 43. Now, if you want to, sometimes I do this. You actually can compute this. You can actually take the calculator right now and do sine 43 and multiply it by 10 and put a number there. And then divide that number by 8. You don't have to do that. I'm not going to do it now, but you can certainly do that if you want. I need to get rid of the number. I'm looking for that angle. So I have to get rid of that 8. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8. And now it's gone. Right, so now I just need that number. And I'm going to do exactly what I just said I'm going to do. I'm going to do sine 43. I'm going to multiply it by 10. And then I'm going to divide it by 8. So I do 10 times sine 43. Again, I put that in my calculator just like that. I hit equal. Now I have to divide this number by 8, right? That's the number on top. The number on top is 6.82. I'm going to divide that by 8. And now here's where I got to be super careful. If I want my angle B to be accurate, watch how many decimal places I'm going to go here. I'm going to go 8, 5, 8, 5, 2, 4, 9. I'm going 5 places. That's a lot. You don't have to quite go that far. You can go 4. I want to be really accurate though. If I'm looking for the angle, I have to do the inverse. So I'm going to do the inverse sign. So angle B is going to be the opposite of the sine function, which is the inverse sine function. And I'm going to plug into it this number, right? How does the trig work? You put in the angle to the trig guy, and you get a number. The inverse works by you put in the number, and you get the angle. So I'm going to put that number here, 85249. And I'm going to bang it out on the calculator, just like I've been doing all this crap. I'm going to hit second sine, get my sine minus 1 action in there. I'm going to put 0.85249. Just like I said, equal. So I get 58.48. That's it. 58.48. The more you round that decimal, the less accurate you'll be. I mean, you know, let's say you just did 0.85. Now, is it going to be off by that much? No, it's not going to be off by that much. I did 0.85. And look, I almost got the same thing. I got 58.21. 21 cents instead of 48 cents. That's not a huge difference, but it's a difference. Now, if I did 0.8 instead, that's a damn big difference there. There's a big difference between $58 and $53. So the more decimal places you put there, the more accurate your angle will be. The less decimal places, the less accurate. So if your answer is off from mine a little bit, I'm not going to have a heart attack. Like if you put 58.21, you get the same damn answer I did. But if you put 53 and I got 58, then we have a problem. Our answers aren't that close. So, you know, I'm not going to have a heart attack, but, you know, be smart. Go at least 3 or 4 places. I went 5. That's a little overkill. I would have got the same thing if I would have used 4. Okay, but the important thing is don't just use 1 or 2 decimal places. The more decimal places you use in this particular problem, the more accurate your answer will be. All right, so that's it for the law of sines.